Allow the children it's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. She off your mind, like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. My ego don't come, yo yo. My people make we shout, yo yo. My ego don't come, yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, yo yo. My ego don't come, yo yo. My ego politico, this one not the off in mind. Can in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego die the politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come,
Hello there.
My ego now I'm on, I'm on do. My ego diary, Ayekun làwa mọ̀, àmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Ayekun diary, Ayekun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Máyégún máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Yeah, and tell them that Mayegun today o.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún. Máyégún diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Máyégún diary.
Somebody was asking what happened to him. Well, nothing really happened to him. This image you are seeing is not a recent photo, okay? But it suits what happened today in Osun State. So share this broadcast.
Lórí Facebook. lórí YouTube. And yes, we like. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. And yes, we like.
Read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well. And then that will give you an idea what this is all about. Okay? And then afterward, right? Like the broadcast, share it, sit back, relax, while I bring them to you in phases. So do that. Share the broadcast.
And yes, we like. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. And yes, we like. Òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú. And yes, we like. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. And yes, we like.
Thank you very much. The caption of this broadcast is shocking. That is why I use the rider, shocking. The video that you are about to watch now is from a cleric in Kano. And this is a reaction, his own reaction to what has now become a thing of concern since the Obidients and Peter Obi has been making an inroad into the heartland of their traditional Arewa caliphate. The myth, the lies, and then the fear, and so many other things that they have put in place, like traditionally, never challenged, seems to be receiving some challenges that the weary clerics, those who are using religion to control your mind, people who have no goddamn belief in that religion. Or would you tell me, right, as a Muslim, watching me right now, is it true that a corrupt, a criminal Muslim is far, far, far better and more rewarding from Allah than an honest, straightforward non-Muslim? Because anybody that is non-Muslim in northern Nigeria, according to these criminals, is an infidel. An infidel, go and read the description of an infidel. It is something filthy, something dirty, something that deserves pity. And in this case, human beings in a country that is not Islamic Republic yet. Nigeria is yet to become a Nigeristan. It is yet to become the Fulani Republic or Islamic Republic of Nigeria, which will never happen, by the way. Trust me, it will never happen. But we know that probably that is actually the end goal. However, this kind of illiterate ignoramus and the other ignoramuses like him, they seems to have been triggered. Obidients. Somebody said this, and that's where we're going to start from tonight. It is going to be a long night and also an interesting night as well. So if you haven't shared the broadcast, I advise you do. And listen, every part of this message, every word in this message is completely rejected by this platform. And that is why we have to educate the minds of so many of you to understand that when they tell you that Nigeria has a problem, and that problem is foundational problem, people of different backgrounds, of different belief, tradition, culture, they are forced together to live together. And here you have them now having a murderous competition where supremacy battle of one religion after the other or one tribe over another has become the bane of this Nigeria. These are the ingredients they call the foundational problems that are, except they are addressed, and to address them is very easy. Some people want to live like this. They don't want anybody that is non-Muslim to come around them or come over and then rule them. And they strongly believe that. And they will use any word, any narrative. And in this sense and manner, is the same belief over a country that is bigger than northern Nigeria and the people inside there. So do you get that now? The ideology clash, the culture clash. This is the foundational problem of Nigeria. If you want to resolve that, everybody can do whatever they want. You don't have to kill people who are finding it difficult to live in the same country with you, where you are making a different set rules that could take people's lives because of your religion. Do you understand that? These are the foundational problems. And this is just the beginning. Obedience seems to have triggered them in the north, and it seems that the message is changing. And I have never heard this in my life, that anybody who read the Quran or who is a real Muslim will publicly come out and say, listen, I don't want to speak for him.
Abun mamaki shekaran jiya aka ce dan takarar arnan Najeriya ya zo Kano. To alhamdulillah mu kana da yake muna da karamci mun bashi masauki amma kusa da ƴan uwansa can stadium din bayan gari. Wannan abin da kuka ga an yi masa karamci ne, in jihar sa kaje kai ba za ka samu wannan ba. To abin da yafi bani takeici shine wai sai ga wasu musulmi an jajjera motoci za su shiga. To amma ne musu uzuri ko raba arne da makami ne? Ba wuce shi ibada ne ko? Amma dai wallahi ahir wallahi asara addinin ka za ka yi. Ka zaɓi arni ko mun lalacewar musulmi, aƙidar musulunci ta ɗari komai. A ƙa'ida idan ga arni ga musulmi, musulmin nan kowane iri ne shi ake zaɓa saboda ya fi kusa da Allah. Amma idan ga musulmi to kuma nan sai a zaɓa a darji da baƙin ƙirin ware baki-baki, to haka ake yi. Wannan shine sirrin rayuwa. Amma gidadanci ne da ƙauyanci wai ka ce za ka tafi zaɓar arni yemami. Ka karanta tarihin Najeriya, duk lokacin da ka ji Najeriya tana zaune lafiya musulmi ne yake mulki. Amma in dai su suke mulki to sai sun tayar da fitina, sai sun ɗana wata musibar da har bayan mulkin su muna girbarta. Yanzu kuna ganin duk fitintunin da ake arewacin Najeriya kun ɗauka yanzu suka faru? Wallahi tuntuni aka shuka mana su, yanzu girba muke yi. Kuma wallahi a lokutan mulkin su suka shuka mana wannan time bomb ɗin da yanzu yake tashi da mu. Ko mun lalacewar naka wani abun ba za a yi maka ba inda shi, kai ne baka san me ya tare maka ba. Amma lokacin da ka rasa shi baka da shi to za ka gane kuranka. Ko mun lalacewar ƙyauren ƙofa yana ba wa ɓarawo tsoro, tsammani yake ƙofa a rufe. Amma ka buɗe ƙofar ka wangale to ba wanda ya kai ka hauka, kuma ka ce Allah ya kiyaye. To ya kiyaye me? Kai ma baka nemi kiyayewan ba, dan kai ma baka rufe kofar ba. Allah ya sa mu gani.
Did you hear that? Even if you don't understand the Hausa. But let's speak for some of the points he raised there. He said, no matter how rotten or corrupt a Muslim person is, first he started with, we have seen those who are running to be president of Nigeria, the infidels and the Muslim. There is no way or how corrupt your own Muslim brother is. You don't know how much he is protecting you from, because he's closer to Allah, because Islam is above everything. All these things doesn't make any sense, but that's why he's preaching there with confidence. But he knows what he's doing. He knows that he is own Islam. That same Islam didn't teach him that. Right? But he needs to make sure that they continue to keep the base and the sheepies ignorant, right? By threatening them with Allah this, Allah that, Hadith that. Now, he said that the infidel may be very good. In fact, he may mean well. The infidel may be very honest and clean. But they have always been those that bring about crisis in Nigeria. The infidels. That any problem you are witnessing in Nigeria, they all started from when infidels are in charge. But the only time Nigeria experienced peace and growth and development and all of that is when a Muslim is in charge of Nigeria. And I bet one of these is the reasons why. Take a look at this advert that I heard that they are now running all over northern Nigeria. Something that seems to be like walking like fire for the Obidients who make this video. One of the things, right, that will likely indeed demystify a moron that is just speaking there. Look at it. I mean, take a listen.
Yanda nake gaya miki, da zaben shugabanni saboda addini ko kabilanci yana da tasiri a gurin al'umma, da yanzu yan arewa babu wanda ya kai mu walwala da kuma jin daɗi.
Ke dai bari. A baya mun zaɓi shugabanni saboda alakar mu da su ta addini da yare, amma har yanzu ba mu amfana da komai ba.
Kash, gashi kuma yanzu mu muka fi kowa yawan yaran da ba sa zuwa makaranta. Mu muke da yawan yaran da suke yawon talla akan titi. Ki duba matsalan tsaro ta yi karanci a Najeriya, mu muka fi kowa shan wahala a arewa.
Yanzu me mafitar mu?
Mafita shine mu zaɓi nagartattun mutane, ba wai addinin su ko kabilanci ba. Kawai mu zaɓi Peter Obin.
Peter Obin kuma?
Peter Obin saboda farfado da zaman lafiya da ci gaba na arewa a jam'iyyar mai iyali na Labour Party.
To aikin san zaɓin ki shine zaɓi na idan dai alkhairi ne a wajen mu. Kin san ko da yaushe fatan mu shine Allah ya ba mu shugaba na gari. To Allah ya bashi.
Ciki babu kabilanci kuma ba jayayya. Ga sabon fati ne ba uwa Najeriya. Da yarda na ilahu za mu yi babu hamayya. Ga sabon fati ne ba uwa Najeriya.
So these and many more like that have been flooded into the airspace and airwaves of northern Nigeria. Social media that they told you that the people that are participating in their voting and what have you in northern Nigeria, they are not on social media, right? They may not be on your Facebook, they may not be on your Twitter, but they are the kings and the queens there. You know, I mean, on TikTok, everything going on in Nigeria, they are participating. All of this are already, triggering those who are like the normal religious fanatics. But let's review some certain things, especially if you are watching me from northern Nigeria. The worst of the insecurity in Nigeria today is being experienced by the people of northern Nigeria to start with. The issue of poverty, just like it stated there, are being suffered by them. But when it comes to election, which is always the time and the period that the lie about one Nigeria usually come forth, it has become a religious war. And they even told them that ensuring that a Muslim ticket survives in Nigeria, it is now a jihad. But look at that mindset and see how much religion can actually mess make people up, right? Mess them up so bad that you just have to sit down there and be like, where do you start from? Bokwari is a Muslim. He's from northern Nigeria. He escalated the insecurity to the point that even in the northerners that have been either displaced or killed in the last 7 years put together have been the highest. And he's from the north. Somebody like that won't say the truth. That is why I said, some of you, the Obidients, the issue is beyond having to get a voter's card and vote. It is much, much deeper than that. Before I come back to this, I'll take you to Osun State. Somebody asked earlier, what happened to this person? And I said, nothing, really. I can't remember what happened to him when they took this picture. Maybe it was when it was declared he was declared the winner of the election, right? And there's something about that. This man is the current or is the new governor of Osun State, a PDP governor that defeated the APC governor there. However, the election took place on the 17th of July or thereabout. I think July, yeah? 2022. So I think it's June. Then by July, by the same June, rather, 10 days after, the defeated party, APC, they approached a tribunal, right, to reject the result of the election. And according to them, they believe that the election was rigged in favor of the PDP. Okay, so they've been in court since then. So today, the tribunal came out, right? And the tribunal said, indeed, the election was rigged. In fact, over 700 polling units in Osun State, right, have inflated voters' numbers or so. How did that happen? That is what will bring us to the BVAS, the BVAS. INEC introduced the machine, and they call that machine BVAS. BVAS. I'm coming up. Now, INEC BVAS is meant to help curb multiple voting, underage voting, and in fact, to help reduce rigging, according to them. Sorry, I'm going to try and get this on my screen. I want to see if I can get it on my screen. But it doesn't seem that I can. Give me a sec. Anyway, I'll just bring everything to your screen and show you. So the machine, according to INEC, right, is to discover multiple voting, and you have to be there yourself before you can be before your vote can actually really count, so to say. Okay, so that's what the machine looks like. Sorry, I have to bring the whole Google to you. Okay, so in Osun State, a small state. Okay, so they tested the machine there for their election. Now, you see that BVAS machine, right? What it does is that instead of you having to fill paper for accredited voters, on the day of election, right? You all file out to go and get accredited. They will check your card. They will check if you are eligible to vote in that polling unit. And then once everything is fine, they will tell you to come back later so that you can then vote. So with this machine, when you come in for accreditation in the morning, the machine will take all of your details, confirm them, take your pictures, confirm that you are the owner of the card and all of that. So there is no way, right? You can rig that. Sounds good, Abby? Then when you come back for the election, when they are giving you they will now have to issue ballot paper based on the accredited voters. For example, let's say in a polling unit where you want to vote, you have 500 registered voters. So on the morning of election, only 300 people showed up and get accredited. Now, that means 300 people are eligible to vote once election and once voting starts by their law, because those are the people captured by the machine. So when vote starts, every person accredited already will be issued a ballot paper so that you can then go and vote. So as you are voting, they expect that if the machine accredited 300 voters, the total people or the total vote expected from that unit to be 300 votes. Either the whole vote is going to go to one person, or they are going to share them, and everything, including cancelled, or should I say, including cancelled invalid ballot. So with that, nobody can change figure. Nobody can later go and start printing ballot paper to fill up the the ballot and count that for somebody else. That's the miracle of the BVAS machine that they sold, that INEC sold to Nigerians, or that Bokwari is bringing and is going to use to fight rigging and then underage voters. So in Osun, according to them, right, the machine accredited a certain numbers of voters. But by the time the election was concluded, there are more votes than the accredited voters on the machine. So by the time they started sorting the whole thing, they found more votes in the areas of Adeleke PDP to have been inflated. They are not captured by the machine. But the votes are there, but they are not captured. And they found some votes as well in the areas of Oyetola. However, when Oyetola approached the tribunal, he did not present to the tribunal the findings from the BVAS machine of INEC. Now, here is another twist. So ordinarily, when you are at that polling unit, and when they are imputing the vote, and they discover that you have more votes than accredited, the machine will reject the ballot. It will reject the results there. It won't transfer the results. That was what they told people. They said, if they inflated the figure, and that is why they said, before you start voting, make sure that your own BVAS machine is at 0.00000, because the people that will load the numbers, now machine now, now person will operate them now. So whoever is going to, the way they are going to rig your election is that there will be already programmed figures on those machines, even if they show 0.000. But Osun was supposed to be a place they will test it. So surprisingly, when the tribunal received the petitions and the defense, now the tribunal, now that there was the tribunal that now discovered that over 700 polling units in Osun State have more voters than accredited voters captured by the machine. How did the machine now transfer all the results then? If the machine realizes that it is like ATM, ATM machine, okay? If you go to any ATM machine, anywhere, cash machine, the bank that is operating the machine, the bank operating the machine will know that we are going to go and put 10,000 pounds sterling into that machine in these denominations. They know. And once the 10,000 pounds sterling you put in that machine, once it's over, the machine will quickly say, out of cash, out of cash. This machine can't dispense cash. Have you ever seen that before? Where you get to ATM machine and it will tell you, I can't dispense anymore. I don't empty myself. That's what the BVAS machine should be. Sure you get. The moment you are punching all the numbers in, punching them in, once the number crosses the accredited number, the machine is supposed to say, no. I don't know if you go again. Wrong, error. Raise alarm at that unit so that everybody can easily see what is going on, what is happening. Sure you get. That was the zobo they sold to people. The fortification, the bulletproof, I'll be waiting to call it, the arc proof BVAS still transferred all these results. But now tribunal discovered them. The moment tribunal discovered the results, that these are more, that are more, now the tribunal readjusted the results and they declared Oyetola winner. Let me show you something. Part of the judgment, okay? Look at this on your screen. For you to know that even if you try to beat them in their election scheme and all of that, it is the system, Baba. When the system is rigged against you, sure you get. You go try, go before they finally give up. Oh, that's why I'm actually like, wishing you the obedient very well. Look at this judgment. Oh, let me read some of it. According to this, they said the table below, blah 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 blah. So the total vote cast, blah blah blah. Then that part which says, for the sake of emphasis, the total of vote for each of the candidates after the said deduction of the invalid votes is 314,931 for first petitioner, which is Oyetola, and 290,666 for the second respondent, which is Ajogbafida or Ajogbagala Ade Dancer, Mr. Jackson, right? But look at this part where is a bracket in red. Look at the statement of the tribunal, the chairman and a member of Rido. It says, consequently, the second respondent did not score a majority of lawful vote cast at the election. The declaration and return is hereby declared null and void. The second respondent cannot go low, and Buga as duly elected governor of Osun State in the election conducted on the 16th day of July. Seek his Daniel song, Buga. Rather, we hereby hold that the first petitioner scored a majority of lawful votes in the said election and hereby returned as such. The first respondent is hereby directed to withdraw the certificate of return. The first respondent is INEC. Issue to the second respondent and issue it to the first petitioner, Oyetola, as the duly elected governor of Osun State. Accordingly, relieve 72C D in blah 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 yeah. I'm showing you the here. They said the second respondent is Ade Jackson, Ade Dancer, the governor now. The people of Osun were tired of APC, but APC, if they cannot beat you at the election, now them get called to. See, I don't see Jackson coming out of this. I don't see him. You have no idea what APC mean, Abi. Okay. But read that part that they said, their own declaration says Ade Jackson cannot be going, he cannot go low or and then a Buga as the elected governor. Now Tribunal made that declaration. So when somebody asks me what happened to him, Baba, Mama, do you understand what happened to him now? The entire system are ready. But guess what? When after the judgment, Oyetola, who happened to be the cousin to Tifnumbu, returned to Shogbo in a joyous mood. Where is that again? Where I think I found it. So it was there to say, I will be back soon. Yeah. But that's not it, okay? Mr. Ade Jackson said he's going to go and appeal. He's going to appeal court. Okay? But you see, the people of Osun, meanwhile, just prior to that, yeah, one of the things that actually led to the the breaking of, or should I say the loss of APC, Egbekegbe in Osun, was when their midst completely goes south. You remember? They started fighting. Aregbe Mugbubaba Kabiru was saying that they have prayed to God to destroy Tinubu. That there were those who worked for him and made him who he is, right? Now that they pray for God to lift him, now they will pray to God that God should destroy him, starting with his cousin in Osun. That's Oyetola. I don't know if you remember this, by the way. No, this one is not because of the election, but it's one of the videos that reigned when Oyetola lost. I thought I should remind you before going back to Osun again, because the people, some people are happy, some people are not. It's been like a thug war. However, I'll take you back to Osun. But do you remember this? That's Aregbe Mugbubaba Kabiru. At the end of the day today, the people of Osun themselves haven't received the news that, listen, it is not over. Here you get, your governor cannot buga one, you are not done with yet. You have no idea what they have in stock. However, Oyetola himself actually addressed the press, by the way. I don't know if you are interested in listening to that. But before that, let me take you to the street of Osun. How did they receive it? Especially the Ade Jackson supporter. One way is asking me, who are you working for? Well, you see, you see, the problem with some of you Nigerians, on-boot slaves, is that the moment you see anybody that is picking on this, your criminal leaders from everywhere, the next thing is that somebody must be giving them money to do that. We know how much they have ruined your lives. The effort is just to let you know that even though you have pitched your tents and choosing your different criminal leaders, as in you love your own criminals differently, whether you are in APC, whether you are in PDP, or whichever part of them you belong to. Here you get, you have chosen your criminal leaders differently. I am only here to tell you, right, that is haram. So your leaders who are feeding you with peanut crumbs, right, who are feeding you with, alimajiri pea, that you are licking the asses for, right, majority of them can't approach the people like me. You know that. So don't ask, just ask, who are you working for, right? The right answer is that I'm actually like indirectly working for you, trying to help you, before you destroy yourself further. That's what I'm doing. Even though I know that is a thankless job, you don't have to tell me. I say I send you, make you help me. I'm not expecting you to appreciate that. I just want to be that conscience of yours that will tell you that I remember that there was a time that I was watching this Mayegun, and it felt like he was talking to me directly. That's the only thing I want you to remember. And hopefully when you remember, it will help you to liberate yourself, liberate your mind enough never to come on social media and ask any stupid question of who are you working for, when I am talking about the criminals who have held you hostage even before you were born. Here you get, maybe I may not be able to help you. However, in Osun, the people that Aregbe Mugbo bankrupted handed over to Tifnubu's cousin Oyetola, and eventually structure, money, food, money, stomach, and the rest of that. Ade Jackson, and the fact that people felt like they have actually suffered enough. Well, that's what we thought. They didn't take it lightly. I'll show their own reaction before I go to Oyetola's side. Look at them. They are not happy. They only want to rob. Wow. We thought we are now free. They're not going away.
Orúkọ mi ni Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Samuel láti ward 4 Òṣogbo local government.
Báwo lẹ ṣe rí ìdájọ́ ilé ẹjọ́?
Kò yé mi rárá. Ìyí tí ó dá lórí kò yé mi. Torí gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ọmọ Nàìjíríà mọ̀ pé Demola Adeleke la dìbò fún. Kí adájọ́ lè máa sọ pé Demola tó jẹ́ gómìnà ó ń bùgá. Kí ló kàn án? Gómìnà tí àwọn èèyàn dìbò fún. Ṣé ká máa fi ìbò ṣèjọba mọ́ ni? Ṣé ká máa sọ pé ilé ẹjọ́ ni ó máa fi àwọn èèyàn ṣèjọba ní Nàìjíríà ni? Ibo la mọ̀ táwọn èèyàn fi ń ṣèjọba. Democracy la wà, tá bá dìbò káwọn èèyàn kà á.
Adájọ́ ti dájọ́, wọ́n sọ pé ẹgbẹ́ yín sì lè tẹ̀síwájú nínú ilé ẹjọ́.
Kí ni rízì tó ní láti ẹ̀ ti dájọ́ fún APC pé gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé? Torí pé ìbò tá a bì gbogbo èèyàn ló mọ̀ ní Ọ̀ṣun yìí àti Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ní ó ti ṣe electoral law. Wọ́n ti yí electoral law. Wọ́n ti ṣe electoral law. Wọ́n ní ká máa lo BVAS. Ṣó ti ṣiṣẹ́? Wọ́n ti ṣe ètò ìbò fún ní Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n ti ṣe.
Ẹ̀bẹ̀ yín sí ilé ẹjọ́ gíga.
Ẹ̀bẹ̀ báwo? Kí wọ́n jọ̀ọ́, à ń bẹ̀ wọ́n. Ẹni tí àwọn ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun dìbò fún ní Demola Adeleke, wọ́n fọwọ́ kan ìbò yẹn o. Kí wọ́n fi Ọlọ́run àtọ́lọ́run bẹ̀ wọ́n. Ọba fẹ́ wà lánàá sùn. Kí wọ́n gbé ìjọba lánàá fún o. Ó lọ dìbò fún o.
Báwo lẹ ṣe rí ìdájọ́ mi?
Wọ́n dẹ́dẹ́ o, lórí pé àdìbò ní àtọkùnrin àtọbìnrin àdìbò ní ìbò lọ́jì kò dá sẹ́rù nínú ìbò bọ́ọ̀dì. Kò sí ìbò àtúntò wọn ní ìgbà alágbèrè níbẹ̀. Bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ká máa sọ pé gómìnà ń bùgá. Gómìnà tó dìbò fún tó wọlé. Wọ́n máa sọ pé gómìnà ń bùgá. Níbo la ti gbọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ rí? Ẹni tó dìbò fún tó wọlé wá ló bùgá.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe mú wá fún yín lórí ìkànnì yìí ní àti àárọ̀, ilé ẹjọ́ gíga kò tẹ́mi lọ́rùn tí ó ń gbọ́ ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun la wà.
Ọ̀ṣun má dàrú ní o, wọ́n ti fìyà jẹ wá o. Ẹ̀yin ará Ọ̀ṣun, ẹ kú ìfaradà. From frying pan to fire, from fire to oven, àbí bọ́lá máa pè báyìí sìn. Anyway, Oyetola had few things to say. If you are interested, no, I'm just saying, just for a few minutes after the whole thing.
There is no victor or vanquished. For the members of the party, rather, it's a collective victory for our state and the nation of democracy. I'm happy that the government has actually resolved the controversy about the winner of the 16th July election in our state. INEC is the greatest beneficiary of the judgment. So to afford INEC the opportunity to look at all the anomalies and make necessary arrangements to avoid the repetition of it, particularly now that we have a general election that is coming very soon. I thank the people of the state, I thank our supporters, millions of them, for standing by us and for their courage and loyalty. I want to assure them that we are ready to continue to serve them. I want to enjoy millions of our supporters and party members to remain calm, no matter the level of provocation on any quarters. What is important for us is to recognize the fact that judgment has been given in our favor. I must commend the legal team, led by Latif Abemi, SAN, Akeolu Jimi, SAN, Kunle Adegoke, and a lot of other lawyers for the diligent job they've done. And I thank the Tribunal for painstakingly looking at our petition and ensure justice is done. I believe this will give our members of the party the needed energy to prepare for the presidential election that is coming up on the 25th of February and other elections, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to win the election for all our candidates. I'm very happy, and I thank the members of the
Is right. Now, this will boost the energy of the APC, Egbekegbe in Osun, and the Ragbiji zones and areas with this. And it is also a dent to Atifu's fledgling ambition. Sure, you get everything they happen left, right, and center, and it seems like it's just between PDP and APC, so to say. Why this guy Obi is still being underrated, but he's making an inroad into areas that let me tell you something. He was in Abuja today, right? To meet, to meet with the students of the Abuja University, right? There's somebody who was to introduce him, right? One person was like, articulate, now you know what I mean? The students in Abuja, let's go to Abuja, where Obi and the Obidients, or should I say the student of University of Abuja, had a breakfast with him. Well, starting with this.
Articulate Nigeria students. Sorry. Great Nigeria students. No more articulate. Thank you very much. Please, I want to ask a very straightforward question.
Now, like I said, you probably can look at them and say, well, somebody said, Peter Obi called Peter Obini. Baba, I want to hope that saying Peter Obi called Peter Obini, obedient call obedient ni. I hope you are saying that out of just the normal banter. Okay, like, or you are saying that out of the position of payment. There's something called payment. Oh, I'll tell you different feelings. The feeling of banter, for fun, for oh, my friend, I don't want to talk about that one, Jari. Let's talk about something better. That's banter. If you say, my friend, Peter Obini, that may be a feeling from the position of a pain. The one that somehow you continue to tell yourself. And the only way you can actually feel better is to tell yourself that all you are seeing right now, they are not happening. They are just fake. They are just fluke. But you know they are not. That's the second feeling from the position of payment. The third feeling and from position of mental, that one are only ordinary ment, a mentor. You get what I mean? Like people will be say they're no normal, but they don't say they're no normal. When you say A, they will say B. So if you say Kolu, they will say Atifu. So that kind of people, if you are speaking to them on social media and they are like from that position of ment, and there's a bit of Obini. So you see the different feelings. You can choose which of them you are, if it's for banter and all of that. But for what is going on out there, we are seeing reactions. And I keep telling you, that if they have enough strength to defeat PDP APC, see that one is waited to be seen. We are still waiting to see that. Here you get that. Okay, if he become their president or whatever, if he's going to fix Nigeria or not, that is also waiting. I mean, something we are waiting to see. But that doesn't stop you from acknowledging what is happening now. Here you get. So that your situation can be that of banter. I don't give a damn and all of that. People like us can be like banter. I can banter. If somebody comes in, why don't you just, my friend Jabek, Oh, yeah, Peter Obi, call Peter Obi. My friend, just face your front. Go do your, that's banter. Sure you get. But if I've used voice like, are you mad, Tini? Hey, what do you mean by Peter? It may be from a position of pain. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, somebody came in and he said, listen, this program is not Labour Party. This program is not Peter Obi, this or that. Oh. This is a town hall, which is different. One of the scenes, there are scenarios that happened this morning.
Yes, today is a town hall, but we are Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to remind us, this is not a political rally. This is not a Labour Party rally. This is a town hall.
So now, here we are. Do you want to see what happened in Abuja University this morning first? Or do you want to go to Makurdi, where Kolu put up another comical display? Which one? Don't worry, I'll try, I'll do something. It can be let's go to Makurdi. Share you guys. And see Kolbo on our way to Makurdi. Yeah? I think we should quickly stop by in Daura. Now, look at this. After Tifnumbu's outburst in Abeokuta the other day, a lot of wahala don't they go on behind the scene. Where Kolu accused Bokwari of deliberately, intentionally keeping or hoarding fuel and naira in order to sabotage his own victory next month. Just same way he said, he told them in Ogun State that Buhari shekini olule, o shekeji olule, o sheketa olule, o de sankun lórí television. Well, la ye won ni donro ewo mo. Mo ni Buhari ma sunkun mo. Our help where to jay me Buhari oni je president. Loosely translated as Buhari tried to be president the first time, he failed. Olule. He tried the second time, he failed. Olule. He tried the third time, he failed. Olule. Then he wept on the national television that he will never do that again. He will never contest election again. But if not for him, Tifnumbu, who said, come, I will help you. Clean your eyes, don't cry. If not for him, Buhari will never be president. So he had to go. By then, he was able to blackmail the party. And he muzzled them. And he got the tickets. So when he went to Abeokuta, and he started yarning dust, as usual, he actually did yarn dust again. In Benue, Makurdi. However, it was in Abeokuta. Baba, it's okay, it's okay. Actually, you don't say that again. As of our don't sorrow like me.
Will you vote whether there's fuel or not? Hungry revolution.
Did you hear that? They have to tell him what to say. They are even reminding him. State MKO Leleyo, State MKO Leleyo. This is MKO Abiola State. Maybe you should say something about that. Keep quiet and let me say what is in my mind after speaking his mind. My brothers and sisters, then call him enter. Well, they no call him. President tell and say, Omo, wala deo. Bokwari is not happy with what you said, though. As you. You need to come down straight right now to Daura so that we can go and beg him for you. Don't say anything when we get there. So they called Zulum from Borno. They called that one from Kebi, Abubakar Bagudu. That's him, Bagudu. Yeah. And then the thief from Bokwari State, Masaku, Abimo Saku. That's Masari. He said, wait, when we go inside now, don't say anything. 1 second though. There's something I left out and I want to bring it up back. 1 sec. So just before I take you to Benue, like I said, right? Boy Tifnumbu stopped by in stopped by in Daura to say sorry or explain himself. So Bokwari, why he said Bokwari was holding petrol and naira with a Mayfield. Now here is the image, okay? So when he got there, they are plotting in the hallway. What we go say when we get inside? You will talk, Abi. So Masari was like, I will talk, I will speak there. Don't say anything, okay? It's inside right now. They change his own diapers, and he's eating his kunu and all that. But however, when we get inside, don't say anything. I will speak and say you did not say what they said. It is the audio and the video was doctored. Here you get. Okay. Thank you very much, Bello. Now look at the three of them, right? The guy behind is the Abubakar Bagudu, the guy that helped Abacha to move all of the stolen money that Nigeria is now retrieving back. Bagudu, look at them. So as I see, but once we get in, hang on. I think I can hear the flush. It's like it's leaving the toilet now. Don't see anything when we get there. So God knows how they sort it out. He was there. And from what that woman told us, that Najatu woman, it's just going to be conversation between two demented people. And as they are saying, in fact, you won't believe in your lifetime that somebody is actually worse than Bokwari in your lifetime. And with what you know about Bokwari, you will never believe that in this your same life, you are going to see somebody that is even weaker than Bokwari who wants to be president, and that's Kolu. Meanwhile, in the same Daura, that Kolu is putting his hand behind his bag, his parky, and then trying to be like a child that they want to take to go and beg his father. On that same street, that same place, where in they, and like this, and they welcome Bokwari.
jami'an tsaro da mutane inna lillahi ba su yin bahari inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un.
So they don't trust him, but he's there. I mean, let's stop by in the Makurdi, the place he was yesterday, before going on to go and beg Bokwari today. So let's go to would you like to go to Makurdi first, or would you like to stay in Abuja where Obi was answering questions from the University of Abuja students? And then another thing that I've heard is that, they said that in this their 2023 election, right, 4.5 million of university students registered to be part of that election. But guess what? NUC, or what do you call it, the schools, they decided to, to fix their examination for a day before the election. Sure, you get, so that all of the students, they will stay in their schools instead of participating in the election, right? But today, I heard that that has changed with the pressure from all of them anyway. So INEC and all of them, they have said that all of them could go home and participate in the election. So would you like that of University of Abuja period, or you would like a bit of a little comic relief? Again, I will vote for comic relief. Sure, you get, eh? Let's go to Makodi, where Kalu was.
Welcome. You're welcome, man. Let's follow the Mamel Road. Sakaba for Africa. Our local. Sakaba for Africa. Oshe Baba! Oshe Baba! Sinoma! Oshe Baba! We need more Sabi! Our iconic president!
They have to go and get what is those doctors they use where they want to I forgot the name. If they want to resuscitate you. So Kalu needs very good packing and all of that before you bring him out. Let me say something. Because while I was there also waiting for Kalu, it's longer than that too. I don't want to waste your time. I want to get to the comic parts so that we can all feel a little bit, we can all loosen up a bit. But I want to quickly chip in something. Somebody said that Mayegun is fond of insulting Tifnumbu and praising Omoigbo. You know why I'm going to answer you? Because your bigotry is something that some people are beginning to misconstrue as the trait or sort of trait, so to say, of Yorubas. And there is something we need to be very, very clear of. Are you with me? When I speak about the criminals in Nigeria, if you have paid attention very well, I have spoken about those whose actions and inactions have directly or indirectly affected either you watching me, or the people around you. And what have I done? When you look at the federal structure, the federal Nigeria, whatever is done as a federal, whether you are from the north, or you are from the east, or you are from the west, or wherever you are from, you are affected. You know why? Because when it's federal, when it comes to education, you'll be affected. When it comes to healthcare, you'll be affected. When it comes to security, you'll be affected. And when it comes to the economy generally, you'll be affected. And that is why whoever is at that center, and those who facilitated them there, will always attract our venom. You know why? Look around you and look at the result, what they have done. That is where, from 2015, especially from 2015, the responsibility of whether Nigeria go better or it go destroy, whether Nigeria will be safe or not safe, became the responsibility of the criminal party in the center. Whatever they have done, I mean, before they came, I have never had any reason to be worried about a Fulani terrorist. But because of the federal structure, Fulani terrorists are able to commit crime and they are able to be covered. So, if I want to drop all of that, at whose doorstep do you think it should be dropped at? The criminals that brought that upon us, or the ones that are saying that they have a solution, they want to fix it? So they should be responsible for it, Abi. Now, let me explain something to you. Tifnumbu is a generational criminal. Are you with me? Because, number one, I'm a Yoruba man, and I am from the west, southwest Nigeria. I know Tifnumbu very well, know his politics very well, than majority of those of you who are non-Yorubas or from outside the Yoruba land. If you meet a Yoruba man that tells you otherwise about Tifnumbu, will be either somebody whose relation or relatives or himself or people they know are benefiting directly from Tifnumbu's political thievery, poverty academy, something that is called all risers, kind of a way of life. But when you see Yorubas, hardworking Yorubas, genuine Yorubas, they will tell you about Tifnumbu. Sure you get. And when it comes to the thugs, and the stealing and the looting and everything, and the underdevelopment of Yoruba land, and the Ajele scheme of Tifnumbu in Yoruba land, Yoruba has always rejected Tifnumbu for a while. But over time, a lot of people were able to get enough money to swindle the people, steal, and then get into power, only to render the people even poorer and poorer. That's the credit of Tifnumbu. Now, that they have done in the last 24 years, that all that happened in Yoruba land in the last 24 years were done to us by Yorubas, not Igbos, not Omo Igbo, not Omo Hausa, not Omo Fulani. They were done to us by the Yorubas. Tifnumbu is bragging to be from Yoruba land with something good to offer all of you in Nigeria, and you believe them. So, as a Yoruba man, if I want to tell you, that's why I said that don't hate people because other people said they want to hate them. If I tell you that your political leaders are criminals, people will tell you nobody is spared. Because if I say that, I am actually like attaching the crimes they have committed. And how much of those crimes affected you directly or indirectly. That's what I do. And that is why you may hate Igbos, or you may not like Igbos, but please, do not let your children meet the Oribrukus that brought you to this state of the state of a bigotry. Tifnumbu is not the mouthpiece of Yoruba people. I am a Yoruba man. I don't recognize him as anything other than an opportunist, with other thugs taking the Yorubas for a ride while we watch our land and our people descend further into abject poverty. Then Tifnumbu, using that same drive of Yoruba this, Yoruba that, he decided to tell Yorubas that APC Egbekegbe was coming to restructure Nigeria. APC Egbekegbe was coming to give you state police. But guess what? It's been almost 8 years now. When they asked Bokwari about restructuring, he said, what is restructuring? What is that? But if Numuda lied to Yorubas, is now coming back again to say Yoruba this or that. So you want me, a Yoruba man from Yoruba land, with this my age and time, to join you, right, in gaslighting Peter Obi that never ever took either a decision that either affects me directly or indirectly as a Yoruba man in Yoruba land. And as part of Nigeria, he was never part of those who took decisions that affected me directly or indirectly. He was never. Do you know those who are supposed to condemn Obi? Publicly, those who have the right to condemn Peter Obi and tell you whether they want to lie about him or whether they want to say the truth about him or those who have the chance to condemn him are the people from Anambra, where he served as a governor, where he supervised their lives, their destiny, their everything for 8 years. They are the only people that can tell you either to like him or not to like him. But if you're Oribruku, that some of you have become so shameless that even when they are kidnapping your brothers and sisters in Yoruba land, the same Tifnumbu that you think I'm insulting, became deaf and dumb, that they are unable to even speak for the same Yorubas. You are not offended by that? No, you are not. Olori Bruku niye. So, Olori Bruku dere, from what we know, they said that if a house is peaceful, look at Yoruba land. They didn't got also Yoruba land. Can you not see that? So you want me to feel good as a Yoruba man, Abi? And then they make something up about Obi that has never taken any decision, like I said. Abi Obi don't become anything in federal Nigeria. A minister? Was he a minister? Maybe I'm not actually like up to date. Maybe I'm actually not the one who is up to date. Has Obi taken any decision on behalf of Nigeria that affects Hausa, Yoruba, Igbos, and everybody all together? Can you tell me? Has he been part of any central government that came out to tell you they are going to change your life? Has he been? So me as a Yoruba man, is telling you that truth. That if you are looking for enemy, the enemy of Yoruba people, the enemy of Yoruba land, there are no other people other than the same criminals parading themselves as Yoruba politicians. You see them all the time. These criminals are richer than the state they are governing. You are happy about that. You are proud about them because you love your criminals differently. I don't. So if you think I am going to sit down here and then make up things simply because I'm a Yoruba man and I've always been talking about the criminals in Nigeria. I spoke about a lot of criminals, okay? And I think, you are trying to be, many of you have come here in your bigoted mind, since you have nothing to actually, something substantial to tell you that if there is any reason why Yorubas are what we are today, we could be bigger than this. We could be, I mean, come on, man. But look at the criminals. They are okay with what Nigeria is giving to Yoruba people. They are okay with that. We are now turning to Alimajiri in Yoruba land. We are now having out of school children in Yoruba land. In Lagos State alone, 2 million school children are walking on the street, hawking and selling things. You Olori Brukus are not like saying, you dismayegun, you are condemning a Yoruba man. Are those not your future? Are those not the people that are going to eventually rob you or kill you? Those are the people they are grooming. Those are the people they are breeding. The children that nobody cares for, nobody care about. Look around you. Who are those in the basket of the poorest people in Nigeria? Young people. They are in the basket of the poorest. Look around you. So you can like Tifnumbu and all of them. But please, I take God beg you. Never in your life should you say, if anybody insults Tifnumbu, they are insulting Yoruba. When did Tifnumbu become tell me, Abego, when did Tifnumbu become the character measurement for anybody in Yoruba land to say, I actually love the character of this person? So you are changing the narrative, trying to make the Yorubas be like, if you see Tifnumbu, if you see Lagos Abobak, all these beggars, all these Agberoso, that's Yorubas. Yorubas are not like that. We are more intelligent, considerate, accommodating, and we detest injustice by all means. Don't bring religion, don't bring tribe, and then begin to like drug addict, drug dealer, drug money launderer. And you go everywhere trying to like tell everybody that, hey, don't talk like that. Are you not a Yoruba? If I'm a Yoruba, I should be offended because people are abusing Tifnumbu. So don't come here and then, if you have anything with Obi, if you have lived in Anambra before, or if they have not allowed you to live in Anambra before, from your own experience, tell the world about that. Don't bring your experience and make it look like all of us, we should hate those you hate. Dislike those they told you to dislike. When they ask you why, you say, boy, you know a Yoruba man. Again. Don't stop using profanity. Behave. Let's go to Badam Akodi again. Those are the things they do to blackmail you. It's called emotional blackmail. Tribal this blackmail. Sure you get. Good luck Egbere Jolantan is from Niger Delta. Why did I call him Good luck Egbere Jolantan? He was president of Nigeria. His own failure brought to Ebokwari. So you know the reason that way. But because they have shared it to you in your WhatsApp group. As a Yoruba man, look around you. Look at your children. Some of you have your children, they are graduates. Your children are graduates, jobless, useless, wasting away. Some of your own children, some of them told you they are going to Europe. They are dead in Libya. Some are slaves in Libya. All everywhere talking about you are insulting Tifnumbu and you are saying I said he is your karma. You better manage it that way and don't ask me any mad question like say I actually hold you or anybody holds you because they share the same ancestry. Or what have you with Tifnumbu? Yoruba to Yoruba. I be shocked one of your any. Let's go to Makodi. Kalu from Makodi, where he was doing his bulu bala. And the Agberus around him. The crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. Look at them. Bunch of clowns. I want to be future in senior. The popcorn.
The Director General of the PCC, let me not waste our time here. All I want to hear is, if I say Nigeria, I want to hear the response from the Benue people. Nigeria! Nigeria! Thank you very much, Benue people. How about Benue? Benue! Thank you very much. It gives me great pleasure and with utmost humility to represent the National Chairman, Senator Dr. Adeleke of Osun, and to hand over the microphone to our incoming president. Incoming president, 25th February, God willing, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaba of Africa. And welcome, sir. Nigeria!
You see that was your mole dance. That was your mole dance. You'll see more. But it's so noisy, I know. They couldn't get the old noise out. So manage them like that, Let's go to the other parts. Hope is here. Renew hope is here. God is going to answer your prayer. Omo, we're still in a crusade, but the cruise just started. Eh? The next one.
I am here also to talk about my friends. My very, very good friend.
Nigeria!
Did you hear that? He just blamed the PDP for the fuel scarcity in Nigeria. He said, PDP, they gave their supporters fuel and they create fuel scarcity in Nigeria for the rest of Nigeria. Why, PDP? Why would you do that to us? Also, PDP get that kind of power? Eh? Demented Tifnumbu speaking. This is another part before we go back to Abuja. Now, all of you say you won't go Makodi first, though. He said more. Here is another part.
He said from transport, when he was in Boston, he did do transport. He didn't know that is an offense. The only thing you are allowed to do as a civil servant is farming. He didn't know. Then he was talking about bullion man, bullion this, bullion that. You see how you don't have electricity. $60 billion. No be cowrie lane. They chop the money, they share the money, they fight each other over it in Wuse market.
Who is your next president? Who is your next president? Alright, listen to your brother. For me,
You pay, we gather. Another person pay, we gather. And they put up a spectacle. That is the, the comic relief I told you about. So maybe we should just go and check what makes Peter Obi thick, especially among the Obidients when he was hosted by the University of Abuja. Even outside the University of Abuja stuff, right? It was somewhere in Abuja, they called the place a Bantex shopping center or something. You need to see what happened there too. Of course, I'm going to take calls, okay? I'll try and take calls there tonight, even if it's just going to be for like an hour or 45 minutes, okay? But I need to deliver, unload all these things I've got here, all right? Don't let us stop halfway. So let's go to Abuja, where Obi was dazzling the students, right? Watch this. It's a long one.
Structure of criminality, corruption, throwing people into poverty, and causing poverty. I'm contesting this election because I'm the most qualified to solve this problem. Structure of criminality, corruption, throwing people into poverty, and causing misery for our people. We want to reverse that. That's what we want to do. We will dismantle one of the channels that was interviewing me this morning said establishment. I said, which establishment? Is it corruption establishment? Or is it corruption? No. My dear people, we are not here to tell you anything, but to assure you that a new Nigeria is possible. And that new Nigeria will be led by a leader, and leaders that understand what the problem is. This election that is coming must not be based on ethnicity. If you're from the north and anybody say vote for me because I'm from the north, tell him that the poorest people live in the north. They haven't solved it for years. Let them show you the north is insecure. That's what you answer them. Because you have voted north since. What did they do? The very people they used the controversies. The real people they ride on their back to get there because the first victim. The north is the poorest. South is the same thing. There's poor people everywhere. So please, it is not about ethnicity. You can't drive today from Abuja to Kaduna by air, by road, or by train. It's not because a non-northerner is in government. Enough of that. This year's election should not be by religion. There's no place Christians or Muslims buy bread cheaper. If you not bread, if you have any mosque, if you know any mosque where they sell bread cheaper, show me. You go there and buy bread. I come out and wash. It is enough of that nonsense. Our problem is not religion. I've asked people like this, you have opportunity of traveling to Dubai. I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic. The Catholic church in Dubai, the land and the church was built by Emir of Dubai, is a Muslim. Let them stop telling us that nonsense. The central mosque is not run. The land cost billions. The land was donated by the Queen, not a Muslim. It's only in Nigeria. Because they want to deceive us. Because they have refused to educate our people. Kept them impoverished to tell them lies. Tell them we will not follow you by religion. It is not by my turn, it's nobody's turn. It's your turn to take back your country. It is nobody's turn. My name is Mr. Peter Obi. I tell you, I'm from the South. I'm an Igbo man. I'm proud of where I come from. But I'm even more proud being a Nigerian and I'm contesting the election. I don't want anybody to vote for me because of where I come from. I don't want anybody to do it for that thing. I'm contesting this election because I'm the most qualified to solve this problem. Stories. The vice presidential candidate is here. And I'll tell you who he is. His name is Dirty Baba Ahmed. That is his name. You can go and Google it. When he wanted to introduce me, I said no introduction. Go and Google his name. You know his age. You know his name. You know the schools he went to. He has PhD in London School of London. You know the commandments. That is the beginning. We must know those we are voting for. Their name, their age, and everything, and where they school they went to must not be secrecy. It must be open. Mr. Peter, if you look at here, I can show you. Let me tell you, I can show you people whom I went to school with. Vice Chancellor, I know we are not in favor. Time is out, but I need to mention something that happened to me. One of the greatest people that helped me in my government is here. Professor Ume. When I became governor, the Nigerian Medical Council refused. Nigerian Medical Council refused and said to me that the University of Anambra State University Medical School is shut down. And I asked why. They said to me, you have no teaching hospital. And you cannot have a medical school without a teaching hospital. He was the leader of that team. And I remember begging them in my office, you cannot punish the students because of the mistake of the government. We made the mistake, they will suffer. And I argued, can you allow me to build a teaching hospital in 2 years? All the panel members said it will not be possible. Professor May said, why don't we give him 2 years? Go to Anambra State University. I built the fastest teaching hospital ever built.
I told you, even though a lot of you could judge him, right, based on what he is saying, because he could speak clearly, you know, and he could speak coherently. You could be like, no, that's a lie, only raw, this or that. But when you listen to Kolu, is that you are sitting down there, face filled with pity, sorry, and the constant shaking of head, like, oh, for damn, and then maybe giggling where you are. Now, these are the two people running. I mean, these are the two running for president of Nigeria, or two of the others running, Abi. So yeah, it took it to some length. I've told you that he bragged differently, okay? And then so are the Obidients as well. They brag differently. Now, he engaged them in that same University of Abuja this morning. They were asking him questions. He was answering, right? I know some of you who don't really like this. You would rather sit down there and laugh at an old man that is senile, demented, suffering from Parkinson, and the rest of that. Some of you would do that and you say, oh, God, forgive me. This particular one is like, he's lying. It's so easy, right? But we laughed. We will listen to this too. Same thing I give to every one of them that I talk about. Now, let's go back. They were asking him questions.
What is your strategy to ensure that by the time these Nigerian masses have suffered, see you as the hope, justice, fairness, and order, that this mandate enters the hand of P2P? What is the chance that from nowhere people will enter Labour Party and P2P will begin to find some challenges in managing these human beings? Okay.
Let's attempt to answer this. attempt to enter me. And I'll start from you. Let me start from you. Let me tell you, I've been a governor. As a governor of my state, I did not have one member in House of Assembly of my party. I did not have a local government chairman. I did not have a House of Rep member or state member. My party was as small as this. You only worry about all this when you're going to run a transactional government. If you're going to be transparent, it doesn't matter whether you're alone. And if you know me, I don't think they'll come from anywhere. What we are going to do, I have no room for anybody coming from any country. We will capture the person before I capture them. We don't have any room. I have two questions here which I'll answer. Somebody asked about corruption and theft. But when I finish it out, I use them to conclude. Here, people ask about issue of Nigerian police. Let me assure you. Nigerian police is not the problem. We will change Nigerian police to the police and they'll be friendly. It's because they don't know. Those boys who are calling Yahoo boys, because of lack of our investment in another job, we will make those people you call Yahoo boys. We will change them because they have the talent to change the world. I want you to listen to me. Hello? I want you to listen to me. When we talked about Steve Jobs this morning, all of you said Steve Jobs funded Apple. Everybody here said Steve Jobs funded Apple. Let me tell you one of the greatest problems of Steve Jobs. The greatest thing that Steve Jobs did in his life. Steve Jobs funded Apple with his friend. I want you to listen to this. Watch me. Do you know what they did? Steve Jobs went and started using phone to test a man called John Scully. John Scully was CEO of Pepsi. Pepsi had the headquarters in New York. His office is in the 12th floor. Pepsi Global. The CEO of Pepsi is a man called John Scully. Steve Jobs and his friend sat in a garage, texting him every day, stop selling sugar and water, come and join us to change the world. These two boys are in a garage, texting him every day, stop selling sugar and water, because that is not the future of the world. What we are doing is future. And they were doing it every day. Every day. I want you to listen. If it's in this country, you know what will happen? Police will arrest them. 1 minute, I'm trying to look the man. After 6 months of testing John Scully every day, John Scully went to Pepsi management and submitted his resignation and said, this boy said to him, we are not going to pay you. We are going to give you 5% of the company. No salary. But we want you to help us to change the world. John Scully went to Pepsi management, submitted his letter of resignation, and when they asked him where is he going, he said he wants to go and join these boys in garage because they are fascinated by what they are doing. That's how John Scully left his office to come to Apple to become the CEO of Apple, no salary, but he was given 5% of the company. The first thing John Scully did was to sack Steve Jobs. You know Steve Jobs was sacked from Apple. John Scully sacked him. He said Steve Jobs just is fascinated about what he's going to do. He's not putting money aside. So imagine selling sugar. When he said he's going to resign, everybody said he needs a saturated treatment. But that's how John Scully became 5% owner of Apple. Nobody will do it here. They will say the police will arrest everybody. Bill Gates left school in Harvard where his parents went and went to live in a bank with his friend to start Microsoft. The parents nearly disowned him because they didn't know what he was doing. But a woman who was there doing cleaning had him as a mother, as a child, looking after him. That woman was eventually given a tiny percent of Microsoft, which eventually turned into $1 billion. So it's so fascinating. All these young boys, all they need is the direction, and they will change the world. And you know they change the world. I'm not saying there might be some of them who are criminals, but at least when India was doing that, and we thought India was doing it, today India is ICT owner in Nigeria, we will change it. Those who carry laptop will give them more laptop. We need to study very well. We do whatever we're going to do. We're going to do it where we study, learn. The last time I went to cryptocurrency management, I told them, I'm going to learn what to do. It's fascinating, but I want to learn it. I can't tell you I'm going to put money in it. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do it, but we will do what. Remember, we said we are going to move Nigeria to fourth industrial revolution. We're not going to stay outside it. Daddy is a young man. I have an idea of what they're doing, and we're going to drive it. Voters card will ask people to go, and we will talk to university. They have to allow you to go and vote. Your vote is more critical than those people they give money, because you know the right and wrong thing. So we must allow you to vote, and we'll plead with them. And there was two other questions which they wrote here. Somebody wrote about security. I've said exactly what we are going to do in security. I've said security, we will not have unsecured Nigeria under our watch. The other two important questions people actually ask me: corruption and the issue of our debts. Corruption and our debts. And I can tell you, borrowing, never think that borrowing is a problem. Every country of the world is owing money. Every country that develops is by borrowing. Every good business borrows money. The G7 countries are in debt. The number one biggest economy in the world is America. As we speak, American debt is almost 90% of her GDP.
Let me save you that, okay? Because that's Obidients is going to his territory. And that is where it's going to take you to China, it's going to take you to Japan, it's going to take you to America. And in Nigeria, people don't like stats. They don't like statistics, okay? They just want you to do something either from the thin air, you know what I mean, reading and all that. Somebody said, oh, how did I miss that? Sorry, somebody was saying something about, oh, hang on, where is that again? Okay. I'll let that pass, okay? However, that's him, where he was answering questions from the University of Abuja, the students of the University of Abuja. Hey, I remember now. Let's be sincere, okay? Like I said, right? Except you are obedient, okay? Except you are obedient. If you are not obedient and you don't like Obi and all of that, that's fine, all right? Just same way some people don't like Atifnumbu, others don't like Atifku. So all of you, where they look into their charade election, or you're going to participate in that, and because of that, you have your own reservation, okay? Fine, good, fine. But the fact is that don't let that your biasness or bias to block your real sense of reason, okay? She call you if you talk like that. Can call you answer questions like that. Eh? Can he? I'm just asking question. I'm not, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. He's speaking, he's saying something there, right? That you heard him clearly. You have problem with his voice. Princess doesn't like his voice. Voice. But for the first time, yeah, she actually heard him clearly when Obi was at a Shatter Mouse. And I think that actually changed a lot for him too. Have you noticed? From after that Shatter Mouse show and what have you, he's been more welcomed, more accepted. Probably a lot of people don't hear him because of his feminine voice. Like that, yeah? I mean, leave all of that. Let's just say, just say the truth. Shit, if Numbufi talk like that. Somebody that couldn't even make any statement. Somebody that couldn't even make any sort of coherent. Somebody who couldn't make any coherent statement of even like talking about one thing. You know that. So take off all of that stuff, and then maybe you can then see that he has so much right to brag. Look at him. He brags differently. How many of you will be bragging if Pastor Ruga is the presidential candidate of APC? Let's be honest. Some of you, you would have tried so much now to make us forget that APC, Egbekegbe, actually killed the youth in Nigeria, jailed activists, and then freed terrorists and reward terrorists. That APC, Egbekegbe, sank you into more poverty and more terrorism. If it was Pastor Ruga, a lot of people would have Lamba Mati Wagon. Pastor Ruga would be sounding like my APC is the best thing that happened to you. People will tell you to forget about Bukwari's failure. Pastor Ruga is the best thing. But look at that sick old man. A lot of you are so defensive. I have this, my brother. We have history. Samuel Dada. Those are the die-hard Showres take it backers. Those are those who first believed that Nigeria could be rescued only if people could let Showre do it. And you see, when you see the take it backers, they are strong-willed too. Unfortunately, this time, I remember in 2019, when we had this global movement for Moyele Showre and all of that, we didn't get the same reciprocatory gesture from those in Nigeria. Majority of us in diaspora then were like, oh, Showore, it was everywhere. It was an amazing person. A lot of people became Showore's fan from that day, and they never looked back. Till tomorrow, they will never look back. You see that my brother, Samuel Dada, a wonderful person, by the way, a diehard Showore supporter, right? Somehow, people would never have thought that when the young people in Nigeria will eventually revolute against in large number like this, the beneficiary won't be somebody who has actually who has so much scar to show for standing up against the rotten system. So Samuel Dada is always like, shut up, Obi is this, Obi is that. I said, guys, you all have the right, especially if you are participating in their charade, okay? You all have the right to feel however you feel about your own personal candidate and that. Sure you get, But let's be honest. Does that then kind of rule out what we are seeing, what we are facing, seeing face to face? Yeah, like I said, Obi is one of the PDP. Let us be honest. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it is. But does any of that rule out the fact that this is happening? It's going nowhere. Okay. I didn't tell you it's going somewhere. I'm just telling you that right before your eyes, right before our very eyes, it has become a big, big, big threat. And except you are speaking to me or commenting from any of these three positions, Here you get all three feelings. The first one, the feelings of banter. The second one, the feeling of painment from the position of pain. The third one, which is from the position of meant. You don't get shoko, but you don't know. In any of this, if you are not suffering from any of this, you won't have any problem admitting that this is happening, right? Now let's go outside that hall. Let's leave that university. This time around, they said that they had him down when he went to a shopping mall called Bantex in Abuja. You won't see? You can't say it's not happening. It's happening. Whether he's going to be strong enough or not, you can't say it's not happening. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, but it's going nowhere. See, I am not here to argue that with you yet. Here you get. But that you don't think it is something doesn't mean it is not happening. Come to that reality. I know what I'm saying, you know. I want to say for something less. So we don't know mad because of something less. So when you deny reality, you begin to hallucinate. Here you get. This is reality. Nigeria is being destroyed, divided by APC. So if you are creating your alternative reality, by the time you finally begin to live in your alternative reality, asylum or mental home, you need to accept what is real from what is not. You can write them off, or do not deny that this is happening. Let's go to Bantex in Abuja. The same guy who left the school, Abuja University today. The guy is, I don't know. He knows that Nigerian students have 4.5 million voters. He's got 4.5 million votes to grab. Whatever amount of millions he can get from that, he is going from places to places and is pulling crowds from here and there without paying a kobo. You want to tell me that that you believe that is nothing? It's not from the position of pain or position of mental problem. Let me show you Bantex. Let's go there. That's Abuja. They say no Bantex, no Bantex. See me. I've never been there. Here you get. I don't know where that bant comes from because I was talking about banter. Or just for banter and all of that. They call it Banex, not Bantex. Let's go back there.
to the wall, Suleiman.
No, she's not here, but these are YouTube accounts. These are YouTube accounts, but she's not
Save you the time. I've got so many videos I could play with you all night and then I just enjoy the night with you. However, I want to take calls. Sure you get, like I said, right? Obi is benefiting from bottled anger, disappointment, frustration of the young people and then not so young people in Nigeria, and you know why. You would wish they do it different. Let me tell you something, right? I'll tell you something. We all know how this whole thing sort of brewed up. Sure you get. We know it. For those who want to be honest, we know how it all started. APC, Egbekebe contributed to this much division, okay? Somebody said that, I think that's the princess. Was that you? That are these not the same people singing Oli Oli Nnamdi Kanu? Don't let us mix them up. I'll tell you why. Okay, it is an injustice, right? Especially to the young people, okay, who died or got killed during the Ancest protest in Nigeria 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago. Sure you get. We know the genesis of all of this, and we know that when Ancest was going on, it had nothing to do with IPOB or Biafra. We know that nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. But just like majority of us abroad that time reacted and supported those young men and women. You remember that it got to a stage that they were even telling everybody, we don't want politicians among us. We don't want any celebrity. We don't want anybody to come here and distract us. You remember that? So it would be like, it would be ingenious. It would be like sad if all of you now turn around and then indirectly look at the Obidients and call them the people that were singing Holy, Holy Nnamdi Kanu. That is your own indirect way of saying these are the people who are IPOB without saying they are the Obidients are IPOB. That's so wrong. And I know a lot of you like that love to drop that all the time. That is your own way of trying to say Peter Obi is about the Igbos. And those who are supporting him are Igbos. Sure you get, even when you are not supporting Tifnubu or supporting APC or anybody. But that is your own way, your own simple line. But it's not true. You know it's not true, right? It is not. When the Ancest protest was really raging globally, a lot of us here also mobilized international. We are not victims of a police brutality, were we? We mobilized all over the world in solidarity with those young people in Nigeria. You witness all of that before politics happened. The people who pushed those children to that state are the people running for office now. They are the people now saying they want to save Nigeria. So if somebody who was never part of that is now running for office, but is an Igbo man, your own indirect way of saying the whole thing is about Igbos, IPOB, by believing the same card, the same line that APC, Egbekegbe, has been trying to push all the time. You are being dishonest, and I don't think that's good. That's not fair. You may not like them. You may not. I mean, you may wish. A lot of you may wish that they are not pushing for an election, right? That they are pushing for revolution, or they are pushing for something else that will save all of us from this whole mess. I understand, but you have no control over them. Let's be honest now. A lot of you call them jokes. Yeah, because the election is here, politics is here. A lot of you now remember where you belong to, even if you don't like Tifnumbu, but he's a Yoruba man indirectly somehow. I mean, if you're not going to support Tifnumbu, of course you're not going to support another Igbo man, because why would you do that? So all of these are indirect way of you trying, okay, to justify the murdered, the people they murdered, slaughtered during that 21 days of a program called Ancest. If you turn around and say because Obi is benefiting it, is the one benefiting it? Well, you might wish somebody else is. Sure you get now. So I hope I can be able to let you drop that, please, because it's not true. These young people that are now coordinating themselves, organizing rallies here, organizing that, if you are not following them on social media, I understand. I do. I follow majority of them, and I can tell you how Obi became the beneficiary of the whole anger, rage that APC Egbekegbe created. Well, it's just something that maybe spiritualists will have to help us figure out. But do not turn around and turn Obi and this to Nnamdi Kanu. It's such an injustice. And I hope you probably never have to pass it on. I'm serious, very serious. However, thank you so much, Olami, to Richard and the rest of you who actually dropped your super chat. Thank you very much for that. However, anybody who thinks that way, sure you get. I am somebody who believes that if to say Nigeria is a real place, there will be no reason for Nnamdi Kanu to be in any detention, and there will be no reason for anybody, right, advocating for advocating for the referendum for Biafra would never have to lose their freedom, talk less of losing their life, if Nigeria was a country. Because you see all these things, right? All these things, they are legitimate demands, right? That are part and parcel of democratic process. Nobody should see anybody asking for a referendum as enemy, or those who don't deserve anything as being part of that Nigeria. You know why they are asking for that. And they shouldn't lose their life or lose their freedom for that. But because Nigeria has been made a jungle where slaves are being breeded, where poverty has been produced every now and then, and then look at what we're witnessing today. A chaotic, lawless country, corrupt country. So if some people believe that with law and order in place, yeah, of course, nobody would have to be so afraid to express themselves if they want their own freedom. Naturally, you need an enabling environment to propagate and push this ideology to start with. Whether Obi is going to do that or not, don't ask me. I'm not one of them. I'm just telling you that the perception of so many people is that the reasons why a lot of people are now agitating for this or that today is because APC, Egbekegbe, has managed, right, to destroy that red lines among all the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, that everybody knows their place now. So if there is law and order in place, and nobody is hunting you down because you want Yoruba nation, right? The conversation around it can start. That's what some people are believing in. Not those who actually want power through the spill of blood. And they are not tired of that. They will do it again and again to keep that same power. Do you get that? So there's difference. There are difference. And then, it's all about gambling for those who want to gamble with them. I am not in the mood of gambling for anything. But if you choose around and turn around and begin to downgrade them simply because you feel like he's an Igbo man, Tifnumbu is a Yoruba man, how come a lot of you are not accusing Tifnumbu of sponsoring Yoruba nation, because you know it is not. A lot of you are reading everywhere where IPOB continue to accuse the same Peter Obi of all the atrocities that were committed against the Igbo youth, Igbo young men and women in Anambra when he was governor. IPOB publicly declared their distaste for Obi. But a lot of you are comfortable because Shebi is an Igbo man. He's an Igbo man, Joe. He's a Biafran, Joe, and all of that stuff. That's not fair. It's not. Especially to the IPOB. The people that have paid so much price. The people that are the likes of Obi and the rest, even if they have sympathy for them behind the scene, but he's not able to help them with what Nigeria is doing to them. So it's unfair to reduce their fight or to reduce their their advocacy to Oli Nnamdi Kanu, and they are dropping all of that for Obi because he wants to be president of Nigeria, even when you know that they have nothing. They are not against this presidency, but they are not in support of it. It's obvious, it's out there. I hope you will do that, because if you continue that way, you are not different from this man who is using the same template of religion. A lot of you are using the template of a tribe. A lot of you are using the template of ethnic and all of that. You are hiding behind that, and you could use any different disguise. That's not good. It's not fair, because it's not different from this guy, the same one, because of his own personal triggered bigotry, because of the same Obi. It's like some people don't even know how to react to this guy or anything that is surrounding it. A lot of you are seeing just Obi. You are not seeing these people called the Obedient and the rage that is fueling what they are doing. You are not seeing that because you choose not to. Abi? Just like this guy who turned this whole thing to religion versus religion. Muslim, corrupt Muslim are better than honest infidel. All because of Obi. I just had to remind you before we take calls.
Abun mamaki shekaran jiya aka ce dan takarar arnan Najeriya ya zo Kano. To alhamdulillah mu kana da yake muna da karamci mun bashi masauki amma kusa da ƴan uwansa can stadium din bayan gari. Wannan abin da kuka ga an yi masa karamci ne, in jihar sa kaje kai ba za ka samu wannan ba. To abin da yafi bani takeici shine wai sai ga wasu musulmi an jajjera motoci za su shiga. To amma ne musu uzuri, ko raba arne da makami ne ba wuce shi ibada ne ko, amma dai wallahi ahir wallahi asara addinin ka za kai ka zaɓi arne. ko mun lalacewar musulmi aƙidar musulunci ta ɗari komai. A ƙa'ida idan ga arne ga musulmin nan kowane iri ne shi ake zaɓa saboda ya fi kusa da Allah. Amma idan ga musulmi to kuma nan sai a zaɓa a darji da baƙin ƙirin ware baki-baki, to haka ake yi. Wannan shine sirrin rayuwa. Amma gidadanci ne da ƙauyanci wai ka ce za ka tafi zaɓar arne yemami. Ka karanta tarihin Najeriya, duk lokacin da ka ji Najeriya tana zaune lafiya musulmi ne yake mulki, amma in dai su suke mulki to sai sun tayar da fitina, sai sun ɗana wata musibar da har bayan mulkin su muna girbarta. Yanzu kuna ganin duk fitintunin da ake arewacin Najeriya kun ɗauka yanzu suka faru? Wallahi tuntuni aka shuka mana su, yanzu girba muke yi. Kuma wallahi a lokutan mulkin su suka shuka mana wannan time bomb ɗin da yanzu yake tashi da mu. Ko mun lalacewar naka wani abun ba za a yi maka ba inda shi, kai ne baka san me ya tare maka ba, amma lokacin da ka rasa shi baka da shi to za ka gane kuranka. Ko mun lalacewar ƙyauren ƙofa yana ba wa ɓarawo tsoro, tsammani yake ƙofa a rufe, amma ka buɗe ƙofar ka wangale to ba wanda ya kai ka hauka, kuma ka ce Allah ya kiyaye. To ya kiyaye me? Kai ma baka nemi kiyayewan ba, dan kai ma baka rufe kofar ba. Allah ya sa mu gani.
Yeah, that's the guy who said that a corrupt Muslim is all because Obi was in Kano. Remember that El Rufaya once tweeted that if Obi see 200 people in Kaduna, it would take him serious. And you saw what happened in Kaduna, you saw what happened in Kano, you saw what happened in Gombe, Bauchi, Borno. All these are thanks to social media. All these are just to kind of give you an idea that a lot of things that you have been made to believe for years about Nigeria. It seems that these guys, these Obidients, are going to demystify a lot of them. Whether you believe them or not, whether you support them or not, it doesn't matter. It's happening. Live or denying it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And these guys have to play the religious card. He wanted to play religious card. And he got to a point that he knew that Boko Haram has failed them. Muslims are dying. Christians are dying. Poverty is not sparing anybody. Insecurity is not sparing anyone. Joblessness is not sparing anyone. Out of school children and the whole is not sparing anyone. Everybody is trapped in the consequences of the existence of APC. And all he could say was that they are still being protected because the person in charge is a Muslim. Do you even understand what I mean? It exposes a country that was wrongly forced together. People of different ideologies and culture and traditions being forced together. And those who enforced that, who forced that to happen, they are still in power in Nigeria. Therefore, if they have to kill all of us to keep this fraud together, they will do it, including if they have to incite us against one another. But look around you. Everybody is a victim of what is wrong with Nigeria. But he was bold enough to tell the people that Christians this, Muslim that. And a lot of people believe him. See, you may not believe him. You may say he's a madman. That's you. There are tens of thousands like him up north. Now they're going to have to speak out. The more they speak out, the more you get to know how much it is of a wrong thing from the world goal to force Nigeria together and call it one Nigeria. They never believe anybody like an infidel. You know what an infidel is? Imagine me, a Nigerian, that they said I have to answer Nigerian everywhere I go. But because I'm not a Muslim, I am an infidel, a filthy thing, a dirty rag, a pitiful slave, somebody whose life is worth nothing. All because I am part of people with that believer mentality. And whatever I try to do, I should just live in peace and never try that I want to be a president in Nigeria because I am an infidel. How do you think that feels? What does that tell you? It tells you everything you need to know about Nigeria, the incompatibility. And it's not going away. Obi is not going to take that away. I believe that. No, he's not going to take it away. Yeah, he may end up exposing them and then demystifying them. But trust me, this is a generational, age-long belief. How do you model people like that into a country that says, if I'm not a Muslim, I'm an infidel, and I don't qualify to be a president of any country? Then surprisingly, an infidel, without paying any kobo, share you get, started pulling this crowd. That is exactly why they have to pull that religious card. So if he is pulling religious card, if you look at the Obidients and you call them Nnamdi Kanu, holy, please, let me tell you this. You are pulling a tribal card. But you probably don't know that. Because at least you are not tribalistic. Come on. There's nothing more tribalistic or more sort of religious intolerance than anything that they use in gaslighting people, even when they are not true. One of the things that made that Afar to start speaking in tongue, I'll show you at this video.
No. Don haka muna marhabin wa shi shugaban kasanmu da vice president. Kuna ji? Gaura mu muna son jama'a su shigo ne a gansu a nan kar ku kore su. Sabila da in ba haka ba, wai ta satan waya? Duk wanda aka same shi yana satan waya a miƙa shi a hannun polis. Muna godiya ƙauraye, tun jiya da daddare kuke nan kuka kwana a nan. Don haka da girma Peter Obi na godiya. Kuma insha Allah yau, insha Allah za ku yi farin ciki, za ku yi dariya. Ku bari a ci gaba da taro lafiya. Dan yi amfani da wannan dama a mika mic sabila da lokaci ya riga da ya karatu. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Chairman. Bauchi, are you here? Matasa, are you here? Kungajine? Please help me welcome one of global.
Now they said that's haram. That is an haram for any Muslim to go after any infidel and say you want to make. Are you mad? It's haram now. But to release terrorists and leave the victim of terrorism in refugee camps in Nigeria, that's not haram. It's nothing much to this animal. But it is Nigeria. Here you get. And that is why when you see the likes of Bukwari, incompetent, corrupt, murderous dictator or tyrant, as long as he's a Muslim, he's closer to Allah. That's the belief of the charlatan, the fraud. Bukwari is closer to Allah. What does being closer to Allah have to do with the price of a gari in the market? What does being closer to Allah have to do with the value of naira in Nigeria? Except they want to use religion to swindle you, hoodwink you, control you, subdue you. There's absolutely nothing that can put religion and politicians in the same place, except the fact that they are the ones who created religion in the first place. You won't believe that, Abi. Oh, okay. It's a long story. Anyway. A control manipulating tool that they have been using for decades up north. Social media is demystifying that. A lot of people are now challenging their affairs. I showed you this earlier, didn't I? I'm serious. This is considered an haram to go anywhere and say anybody should be the president of Nigeria, where Muslims are. This is jihad. But guess what? That same Muslim north that they are saying, which is not homogeneous, no, there's nothing like homogeneous north. That same north has witnessed the worst of the worst of the worst terrorism, the worst of the worst of the worst poverty, the worst of the worst of the worst out of school children, the worst and the worst of the worst of terrorism. All of this happened under a man who is a northerner, who is a Fulani, who is a Muslim, and a former general, army general. And that madman opened his mouth, hiding behind that religion, talking nonsense. Unfortunately, a lot of those who claim to be educated actually believed him. So if they say disruptor, here you get. What you have right now is a team of hungry, determined, young and the old people in Nigeria banking on using their BVAS, using their PVC. So if you are not somebody who is indirectly in support of these criminals, you are not in support of APC, doing this shege to people. You are not indirectly supporting people destroying people, PDP, as usual, you shouldn't have any problem with the Obidients. They've never done anything wrong to you. Here you get. No matter what you are looking around for, to try to bring the Obi closer to Kolu, Atifku, or Kwakwanso, you yourself, you know it's not true. It's not real. So any damages where they won't cause, I'm okay with it. They said they are coming to destroy the structure of impunity, the structure of tyranny, structure of division, structure of poverty, structure of corruption. Anything where they talk, say they won't do, let them do it. If they do them or they don't do them, you should not in any way be an indirect sympathizer with the same criminals we all condemn every now and then. I don't like that Obi is because that Obi, Babako Shidano. Obi, if you are not from Anambra, you have no right to complain about Obi. Here you get. Now the place where you rule for 80 years, but then them suppose say this man are evil, this man destroy our life, this man stole our money. Here you get, Don't turn around and be looking for something that will justify, and then you ignore the criminals who are using your money to train their own children in Yoruba land, for example. They are using your money to train their children abroad, using your money to acquire property for their children and themselves abroad. They are richer than your state, and you can tell all of them. You know their names. So sure, you get. If Obi was one of those who signed the budget of your state in the last 24 years, yes, I'll believe you. But it was never one of them. What have you done about the criminals? Because they are Yoruba, Anyway, let me take one more call or two, and then I can quickly just go to my bed. Akinola Fioye, you are a proof that I remember when the Ancest protest was very much so prevalent and loud, right? Majority of those funding, support, mobilization, and all of that, they were coming from diaspora. I witnessed it. I was there. I kept record of a lot of things that happened during NSAS. October 2020. I did. Go and check my page, check my channel. You see a lot of them there, including the shooting of those children at Adeleke gate. I have it all covered, right? So, Mekuna know they tried to mix them, because what happened here is that if you look around you today, you realize that so many young people, especially Yorubas, they are more into this, they are obedient, disobedient, that, than you can even imagine. Would you call them Omoale, or you will call those criminals who kept us under the perpetual destruction of Nigeria, only to use us as a bargaining chip, a threat to Nigeria so that they can get power. I bet there. Can you hear me?
Hello, my good
Baba, wow, and you go.
What to
Samuel Dada, is that you? We have history, sure you get, and I know how much you personally, right, invested, right, in an effort back then to get the youth, right, to do the right thing and get rid of this establishment. And I've always been seeing you in the comment where you have always been expressing that same. But what I'm trying to say is that, Baba, you know it. This is the reality. Sure you get. We might wish it for other way, but this is what is happening. So even if we are condemning that they are not doing it the way you want them to, but that won't deny the fact that it's happening. It is happening. We can acknowledge that, and the two truths can coexist. That's why I mentioned your name, Baba. How are you?
I know I'm fine. In fact, some days ago on YouTube, maybe you didn't know I was the one. I wrote something that you were saying something. I know it's so painful what we are passing through in Nigeria. So in my own belief is that actually we want to salvage Nigeria or salvage our ethnicity, tribe, or anything we want to salvage. I still believe that the solution is political. That is the way I see it. Because we started all these Yoruba nation agitations together. You remember in 2019 after election, which and Citizen AY. It was Showore platform. We turned to, let anybody come out and deny it, that we turn to Yoruba or do a Yoruba diaspora something. You understand? So as time goes on, I started believing that we need to go political. But we need the headers. No, we Yorubas, we always believe in the headers. But the headers came on board. Look at what happened to you. All your effort, people contribute to money. So I have so much belief that the only solution is to go political. It's either we have a plan B. But people did not want that. I spoke with Dr. Shupo several times with this man on Heritage that we need a plan B. If we can go into this election with them in our local government in Yoruba land, maybe they will use our ideology of Yoruba to defend our cities, our communities, our villages. But they said they don't want to go into that. But now here we are today. We are still going back to the same old people that doesn't have the interest of Yoruba or Igbo or any other tribe in their heart. So, whatever you are doing, I'm not against it. I'm not against anybody. I so much believe in my own political ideology that we just need to salvage that country in any means. It's either Showore's ideology or Yoruba, any means, but I believe
we need political power to be able to turn things around.
Yeah, to do anything.
I agree with you. Anything. What I'm trying to also pull up is that we all wish that this time around that this is happening, right? That the attention of the young people that Peter Obi is inheriting today is the other way around. But you and I know that we don't have any control over that. Sure, you know, And that's why I said that I agree with you. We might not have the strength now, yeah. Maybe we should just put in the work, like I've been trying to tell others as well. I said, listen, maybe we need to put in the work enough that we can actually influence things, even if we don't join their politics. But, Baba, thank you very much as well for actually stopping by. I have to say, yeah, whatever we say, or whatever we do, right? Everything that we're going to have to use to tell a story or history is going to happen while we are here on earth. So, I mean, I think this is part of that happening right before us.
Yeah.
Baba, thank you so much.
Remember that I asked after you when I came to Scotland in October.
Now that about 3 days that you know, about 3 days that you made an effort that we should see when you came around from Italy, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, but no, right now I'm in another country, you know. Well, no problem.
That's good. But again, you just do keep doing what you are doing, right? If Obi is benefiting from this old trending move that the young people and all of them are giving to him, if he should, right? Like they say, whatever happens, right? That could even be the beginning for for idealists. Right, ideological people like yourself and all of them, maybe to have a chance to actually challenge the system without the threat of jail or death. Everything works differently in a way.
I'm not against. May I go to be sincere? This is a democratic setting. I'm not against Obi platform or anything, but people shouldn't be forcing Omoyele Sowore to collapse his own structure for anybody. That is not democratic. And Sowore is the only person that has been working single-handedly on his own before he comes out politically to fight for Nigeria. So people should respect that as well. So for that reason, I'm not against anybody. But the fact remains that the Constitution of Nigeria says that before you can become a president, you need to win 24 states. And with the present condition in Nigeria, they've been winning with 16 million. I want to see if truly Nigerians are ready to give Obi up to 20 million to 25 million votes. Because the large number of people that
time will tell.
So I don't know how that will happen. We just pray to have a change of government. So that is it. We continue going on with it. Thank you so much for what you are doing. Baba, so we continue following you.
And stay safe. That's Samuel Dada. For those of you who have been reading his commentary on Facebook or on YouTube, I told you, these are the early people from the diaspora who felt like something needed to be done in the psyche of the young people in Nigeria. I'm talking about things about 10 years ago or 7 years ago. And they saw that light in Omoyele Sowore, and we indeed gave Omoyele Sowore that global acceptance from so many of us. And that's why some people are now trying to tell Sowore that why don't you just collapse your destiny and follow Obina and all of that? But it doesn't work that way, like Samuel Dada said. But here is another caller. Hello there. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Mayobo.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I'm fine. You are speaking to. I'm calling from.
I didn't grab your name, but where are you calling from?
My name is Ani Ifebu. I'm calling from Abriko.
Beautiful, Baba. You are live. Everybody can hear you. Yeah.
I want to first of all appreciate you for being transparent, and
thank you, Baba.
I've been following you for quite some time now. You know, this is my first time ever I am calling on a live program. Anything that has to do with
the first time of having to pick up your phone after listening to a program and then calling ever, is it?
Thank you very much. And today's program, I followed it since you started it. I've been watching, I've been reading comments up till now. So I decided to make my own contribution. So what I actually want to say is concerning those people that always part of the IPOB.
That part. I mean, it's so common, isn't it? Yeah. Whenever they don't have anything to say about Peter Obi, they just link him to IPOB. Even when IPOB publicly always kind of tackle Obi himself. We know you are this, you are that. But people ignore that, and that's not fair. It's not fair. I'm not saying it's not fair on Obi. I'm saying it's not fair on the legitimate battle of the IPOB to say Obi is. Come on.
Now, I want to quickly remind those people that always back Obi and IPOB that Obi actually is not the first person or first Igbo man that has come out to contest for Nigerian president. Even Ojukwu, who fought for Biafra, who was the head of Biafran state, contested under the Nigerian
that same Nigerian election stuff. And guess what? Igbos voted for PDP. They didn't vote for Ojukwu. That happened though. That's history.
The Igbos did not vote him. And when you talk about this 2023 election, so there were some governors who stood by Nnamdi Kanu as a trustee that got bail for him. Those include governor of Ebonyi State, who contested the primary of
that's a Devil Umayi.
Yes, includes Okorocha, former governor of Imo State.
He contested it too.
I could probably tell anyone who is studying Obi.
Obonaya Onu was there too, but he was not a governor in the East. Yeah, but go on.
I mean Okorocha, former governor of Imo State.
Of Imo.
He was a shorty also under when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested the first time.
I remember.
He was a shorty that got bail for him, and he contested primary under this. And I want to tell any of them that is tagging Peter Obi, an IPOP president or Igbo president, that if we are to be Okorocha or governor of Ebonyi State that come out that won the primary as a presidential candidate, that he is not going to get even 1% of the popularity.
You are so right. And then it's just to further confirm what I have said. Yeah, people have said this many times. So they said, bring another Igbo man out and see if people will follow him the same way. Just do that. Try it.
I don't know why people fail to understand that. I'm not. To me, I believe in dividing Nigeria. But you know, when you are fighting for a cause that will take a long step like this, you have to. At least we are not going to stay with that president while we are fighting for our own
that's right.
cause of Biafra or the Yoruba nation or whatever. But I mean, how can a sensible person watch the whole things that has been going on in Nigeria, the contestants and all that, and they choose to say, some of them are saying that even though Tinubu cannot work, they are going to vote for him. This man has been the part, and he was the person who packaged the current president, the situation we are in now, from buying rights for 8,500 to 55,000. They are the part of the problem, the whole thing, the whole scenario.
No, they are not part of it. They are the orchestrator of the problem, and they are not even denying it. They are beating their chest that yes, we did it, or we didn't do anything wrong.
Seriously, when I see Nigerians, you know, why I don't call in programs or even comment in such programs, because when I see Nigerians, I see that they are not here ready to be right-rated. Like, you see that when trying to educate them, it seems that you are wasting your time. Like, I mean, the killing of Fulani did not start today. Thank God that social media escalated it. My mom used to say, she used to travel to North to buy yam during 90s. They were cutting people's heads. Like, if they stop a truck, they will ask you if you're a Christian, Muslim, they will bring out the Christians, they will cut their arms, their hair, their hands and all that. And my mom jumped into a river one certain time and she broke her legs and all that. It didn't start today, but social media escalated it. And people fail to understand where Nigeria is heading.
I mean, there are victims, so all these stories you are hearing about, they are human beings, with the same red blood like you and me, Now, if they tell you they don't matter, one day it could be your own turn, and when it's your turn, they'll tell you it don't matter too.
Yes, because they are not yet the victims. I don't know if they believe that it could not get to their doorstep, because I could proudly tell them that most people who supported APC are the victim of this insecurity, killing, kidnapping.
Yeah, victims of the poor economy, joblessness, poverty increase, insecurity. Baba, name it now. They are victims of it.
I'm just so tired.
Baba,
I'm just so tired of all these people.
Like somebody will now come around and say, listen, somebody will now come around and say, is it then, I mean, what about that, these people? I say, but these people have no say in how you are protected and how they keep you safe. They have no say. How come, why are you guys jumping The God, right? Jumping the people who you gave the power to keep you safe. Only to go and start looking for those who have no such power. How do you do that? How do you do it?
I don't
the problem with that.
The celebrities. I don't actually blame the celebrities and the so-called influencers that support them, because I don't
intelligent people. Now they call them belly lecturers.
But the poor masses who are in the street, who cannot allow you to pass in a supermarket in Nigeria to buy even a bread without begging you for money, are coming out proudly. They will even beg for data online to come and support.
I mean, we are seeing all of that, Baba. See, let me tell you something. When I started giving money to support people on social media, before I stopped it, you know one thing, it was so bad, right? 3 years ago, I used to just show up. I would just be like, randomly, oh, I'm going to give 10 people 100,000 naira. Oh, I'm going to give 5 people 50,000 naira recharge. You know that stuff, right? Then it became so bad that when I started reading comment, right? You say, I'm going to give people this money. Oh, you haven't said that when and how, yeah? And people will start dropping their bank account. I mean, Baba, bank accounts are things that we usually be very careful about. We cover them up. But people have become so poor.
Your personal information.
That they flung them everywhere on social media. About 3 years ago, and I saw Yorubas, and I was like, oh, mo, I go pretend to say I know they see this thing. Our people not turning to social media Bambi Allah. Are this not happening? I'm seeing this. Baba, from that moment, I knew that the future is bleak. Today, people will beg and fight. They reported my page many times because they didn't win. You know why? Those who didn't win.
You don't need to say, I've been following you.
They were reporting me and say, he's a fake. He's a fake man. They will say, why are you reporting? I mean, Facebook will send me confirmation that people are reporting my page the day I give people money. The following day, Facebook will send me and say, people are reporting. I say, why? They said, my page is against their religion. Yeah? Because they didn't win. That's when I knew there's something there to be done in Yoruba land, or else we are done for. And I will not blame anybody outside Yoruba land for all our problems. That's something some people don't like. Why, how dare you not blame other people for our problems? Why do you have to look at the people who created the problems? Because they are Yorubas.
You can see this man. Tinubu is not the first person. Has not been the first person. He was not the first governor of Yoruba, of Lagos State. There has been governors before him, and who the Lagos State has once been capital of Nigeria. These people led Lagos State as governor, and they left the seat behind for others. This man, after ruling Lagos State, he cannot leave the seat.
He hold the place.
Stop controlling the people in the on that seat. He cannot even stop controlling the citizens and the people who he is controlling. You know, I always go and watch the video of his entrance, his gate. I saw how poor people always stand on march at his gate to beg. Always when he's in Lagos, poor people will stand on march at his gate to beg.
It's always like that. It's always like that. It's called Amala politics, Let me tell you, it's called Amala politics. It started there from Ilorin in Kwara State by the Olushola Saraki dynasty. Sure you get. From there, it moved to Ibadan. Where you remember that man now, Olusha Molete. I don't know if you remember him. His name is.
Yes, I remember him.
Why did I forget his name? He just disappeared in my head right now. Do you remember his name? Lamidi Adedibu.
No.
Amala politics. Adedibu politics of Ibadan. Right? Then Arishekola politics of Ibadan as well. You remember Arishekola? We used to call him the Baba Adini, the Muslim chief of the entire Yoruba land. He was Abacha's friend. Okay? Now, you see all these Amala politicians, if they are always using religion, Islam mostly, right? So some of them who have access to Saudi Arabia, they'll go to Saudi Arabia and say, we are promoting Islam in Nigeria. You need to give us money. A lot of poor people are in Nigeria and they are ready to become Muslims. Saraki, Arishekola, and Lamidi Adedibu. But the difference is that Lamidi Adedibu was collecting his own rabba from military as well as civilian. And he became, you know what I mean? Just make sure that people are able to eat. If people are hungry, they walk to your house hungry. Give them food. After they have finished eating, they have settled down. Tell them anything. When they are leaving, give them something. And tell them they can come back anytime to come and eat. Then you can control them all the time. Imagine that happening in Lagos. See, brother, let me take another call, okay? You and I can just be here all night. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right? Stay safe. I've got Osita on the line. I believe Osita is not going to get cut off by the network again tonight. How are you, Osita?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well. I mean, just trying to rush through the time. I mean, So you made it. You're part of it tonight.
Yeah, I know you need to sleep. Anyway, I've been listening to the discussion online.
Well, there's been so much talked about. So you know how we do it, yeah? If there's something we are missing, you had it. If there's something we didn't like, and you believe that we should go extensive, take your time. Osita, everybody's listening.
Yeah. First and foremost, this issue of what is causing the whole problem, what is tying us back. I have said it on this program, and I don't think I'm going to ever change. The problem we have is not religion, it's not ethnicity, especially I'm talking about the South. Because in the North, it could be religion, but it is largely to the level, the standard of education. But you see, in the South, the standard of education might be high based on when you look at when somebody moves from Nigeria down there in the Western world, you will see that the person does fine if the person continues an education line.
I know.
But then, in everything about life, there is always the negative and the positive side. Which one have we chosen? The light of it or the darkness part, the dark part of it? I think what happens in the South is that we're taking the dark part of it. Because after we obtain the education, then the next thing that comes to us is oppression.
That's
how
right.
we oppress one another. So that
take advantage, just like what Nigeria represents, Osita, yeah? Just take advantage when it is your turn, exactly. And then you can do what you like, and then go and suffer for it afterward once it's no longer your turn. And that's what Nigeria has become, right?
Yeah, so when I live in Ikoyi, I live the junction of Adeleke, and I come to live in Ikoyi.
Right.
I don't want the other person that lives in those places to come over to Ikoyi. That is what we did for ourselves. So invariably, they succeeded in destroying the light of that education. They destroyed the education, whereby people don't know their rights. I was feeling bad. I didn't want to call on this program today, but when you said, even those people that you were giving your money to online, they'll still go back and say some negative things about you just to shut you down because they were not able to receive from you at a point in time.
No.
You will find out that that is the darkness that they have given to them in exchange for the education that they have. That nobody is willing to be happy for one another for the good things that happens to that person. You know, I can imagine it when people will say, oh, P2B. The reason I don't talk about P2B, I wouldn't lie to you. I've never said anything about it. The reason I don't talk about him on this program is because I don't want it to look as if it's an Igbo connection.
Well, I mean, see, somebody like me, I talk about him, Osita. I talk about him because I just have to like what I do all the time, okay? Look deeper into what he's doing, look deeper into those behind all of that, and look deeper into whatever they are actually like sharing. Share that with a lot of people who would like to know too, so that when they begin to drive this Igbo, this Yoruba, that Muslim, this Christian, that, right? Facts will be able to dispel fiction, okay? But apart from that, you know what I mean? We've got no real stake in how they will decide what happens. You know that. We don't. Especially some of us, we don't. Yeah. Sure you get. But trying to dispel lies, because we know the end result. Oh, sister, sorry for cutting you, right? We know the end result when they begin to play those cards. Okay, is an Igbo man, or is a this or that. We know the end result. We know the goal. It's not about him being Igbo or being Yoruba or what have you. It is just the same racial tribal card that the ruling class have always been using to keep people so divided until after they've gained the power to deal with everybody when they begin to talk about unity. So people need to know how the game is played. That when they tell you it's an Igbo man, it's this or that, it has nothing to do with that. They're only playing on that particular side of your own membrane, on a brain. Osita, you know what I'm talking about, Sha? Yeah? Go on.
Yeah, I understand you. And I totally agree with you. Let me say this thing clearly. Like the other caller said, if you were to bring up Hope Uzodinma, you were to bring up Omar, you were to bring up even, what's his name? That one that said he's a billionaire in Anambra. Even the governor of this governor
Soludo,
of Anambra.
which one?
Soludo. If you want to bring it, if you bring those people out, believe me, they cannot control 1% of the crowd that this man is controlling. The only thing that kept this man here, that the reason these people, this youth, they embrace him, is one thing, his character.
I mean, I understand. See, Osita, some will say we are no longer seeing much of IPOB. That's a lie. Sure, you get. IPOB is still running their things, and every day they continue to demand for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. What do you want them to do? To start killing people?
I want people to understand.
Yeah, go on.
IPOB is a regional body.
That's right.
Acting.
It's not a national thing about Nigeria until Nigeria decided to make it their problems. Yeah, go on.
IPOB has not told the Hausa people to detach themselves from the Fulani. IPOB has not said to the Yorubas to detach themselves from Nigeria. But IPOB is just fighting for what is their right, and the only thing they are fighting for is give us a referendum so that we can do this thing in peace.
And we can put this whole thing to rest once and for all. If we lose, Nnamdi Kanu said, if I lose, see, if you call for a referendum, and the people who vote no to Biafra, they win, you will never hear from him again. You will never see him again. And he will never raise it again. He said it.
So,
but they would never let him try that. They won't.
Yeah. I do not know why people will play the dangerous card. I was looking at Tinubu the other day in one of your this thing that you were playing some of his telecast.
Yeah.
He was saying, I am his landlord. Who gave you landlord over Lagos? You are not a Lagosian. If it is where everybody is dragging where they come from, at least Tinubu was not born in Lagos.
No, it wasn't.
I own Lagos better than Tinubu because I was born and bred in Lagos. That is.
And there are millions like yourself.
Yes, I can name the maternity hospital where I was born in Ikeja. He can't do that. But it's because of the corrupt.
Oh, I got Osita. I got for me, Osita. You know what you're gonna do for me, right? Yeah. One of my clip just stopped, but you stay on the line, okay? You don't really have to go anywhere, all right? It's gonna take me just a moment to get it done, okay? Don't go anywhere. I will be back in a minute. In a minute. I'm very sorry, Osita. Are you there, Osita? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Oh, brilliant! Sorry. See, my my camera batteries they run on battery, right? They last for like an hour and 10 minutes. So I just got carried away. One of them is been running for 90 minutes, so it finally ran out. Anyway, continue, Osita.
Now, I told people the awareness that people like you, people like other people who have been commenting on Nigeria, the effect that it has is that
in the history of Nigeria that even if they were not given the platform, there were younger people, generation, who says they want to be president. When you listen to them, when they go on their campaign, whatever they do, you will find out that they have something to say.
That's right.
They have a message to communicate that affects everybody, not just some people, but everybody.
Everyone.
Why I said everybody? Even if you like, you are a Bill Gates in Nigeria, you are Elon Musk in Nigeria. Trust me, you still suffer the same thing that the ordinary man suffers, if not anything. The combustion in Lagos, the combustion in Nigeria. You say you are a big man, you are a rich man, you have a 500 million naira mansion, then at the end of the day, you are planting a generator in that compound. And at the end of the day, what do you receive? You receive something that is going to kill you.
And they still have to fly you about 6 hours into another country to get medical care. What if you die on the way? You have the money, of course, or you have to die on the way. How do you think about that? What happened to your money?
Yeah, so everyone is facing the same thing. So the reality on ground is that they have succeeded in destroying the education. I've said it time to that number here. I read one particular book by one writer in Greece.
Right.
He said the only way to destroy a country, I can't remember the man's name. He said the only way to destroy a country, take away education,
is to destroy their education. You are right.
That is what they have successfully done to Nigeria. But I thank God, like I said, for people like you, you have opened the eyes of many people. And there's something I hold you for, that I respect you for. This thing that is called ethnicity card, you are far away from it.
Because I
that
have
is
to.
something I really appreciate you for.
See, Osita, I keep telling people, I know it's a tough one, okay? That we should all try to be better than what we condemn. If you condemn something and say, this is not right, this is wrong, you should never find an excuse to do that same wrong thing because you can't do away with it. Because somehow it's going to affect something you also believe in. So if you really want to come clean. Let it be clean. Don't give an excuse or give a reason why you are still, you know what I mean? I know the damages this ethnic card has done to a lot of us. I've seen Yorubas, my own brothers and sisters, who are victims of what one Nigeria has done to us. Sure you get. And they are much comfortable blaming other people who have no say in writing their laws, writing their budget, approving the budget, borrowing money in their names, executing projects in their names that they will never execute. You know what I mean? My people are fond of trying to point fingers. And I know a lot of us in Nigeria always point fingers at others. Igbos point fingers at Yorubas. Yoruba point fingers at Igbos. Hausa point fingers at Fulanis. Fulani point fingers at Igbos. Igbos point fingers at Hausas. But a lot of us are ignoring the people who actually hold us down for everything we might have suffered. Or any marginalization we might have suffered.
One last thing. What my last thing?
Go on, Osita.
This man, whatever his name is, aka Tunumbu, when he came on board in Lagos State, I was one of the people, I have said it on this program, I was one of the people that embraced him because of a show that he put up in Olukoju. I can't forget it.
I was dancing at Ijebode garage, yeah? Ekpe garage in Ijebode. The day the judgment came in that Aregbe Mugbo has been declared the winner by Justice Adefarati. That he has defeated the Lagunsoyo Yilola, defeated all of them in court. I was dancing. I was not from Osho. I am from Ijebu, Ogun State. But the news broke when I was at a park that year. I won't forget, before I left Nigeria. I was dancing.
So I won't forget it. I came out. There was an accident. He came down from his car to the government. And he went there. He was helping people to bring out people who were involved in that accident. And it touched my heart. I said, oh, this man is a good man. He's a great man. From today, that is one of my districts. But at the end of
do you remember, see, Osita, you are from Lagos. Do you remember, do you remember that 21 years ago, January 27, 21 years ago, was what happened the Ikeja cantonment bomb blast. Okeafa, where people actually perished in the canal and all of that, right? That night, when people didn't know what's going on, we thought it was scuba and all of that. Tifnubu came on very late that night. I mean, sorry, not very, very late that night, right? Enough to bring everybody's mind down and say, hey, you know what I mean? But this were like 21 years ago. There was no alphabet. Yeah. There were no lances from people in Lagos. There were no money being stolen. There were no Godfather being where people are like, you know, there were no all of this. So you were right.
So why I'm telling you this? I traveled when I went to Nigeria. A friend of mine who went to the same primary school, secondary school partially before I left for Gov College. That my friend, he wanted to become a Lagos State House of Representative member. The father is the late dad is the Oba of one of the
Obas in Lagos, right?
So when we were talking, we went for the union. So we got there, and he was there. We started talking about politics. For one thing to the other led to his campaign. And I came up to him and I said, Ogbeni, believe me, I will never accept your candidacy, number one. And I will never tell anybody. He said, why?
To listen to you.
He became angry. And I told him that and this particular place where we are, believe me, the boys that will support me against your people, you won't believe it. I said, don't think because of I live in the US and you think maybe I've forgotten those uniforms, I wear those things. I said, calm down, let's talk about this thing. Like elderly people. We're like
matured people, yeah.
So we are not young anymore. But let's talk this thing out. I said, give me a reason now. Tell me the reason why I have to vote for you. Believe me, I know the reason I jumped on him like that. He doesn't even know the reason why he should be elected.
That he wants to be. Wow.
Yeah. And I now said, return that question back to me and ask me the reason why I don't want to. I said, let me tell you something, local government. I am opportune that whatever happens in that local government, if I want to get information, it's a snap of my finger, I will get it.
Of course.
I said you were giving 20 million naira for your father's street.
Fix your papa's street, too.
Yes, when he was a councillor in that ward, that you were giving 20 million. I said, if you want, we will drive to that place now, and you show me one thing that you did on that street. That road was so bad. That street is so bad. That street is so dirty. I said,
and in Papa House did that street, Abi. In Papa House did the street. Yeah. So in the context, does it? I mean, was he going there with his new automobile, expensive Jeep, or what have you? Probably.
He was going there because that was where he was oppressing people.
And now to show to them that I grew up in this street. Oh, look at me, I'm honorable now. Look at me.
He's honorable. Then gather people's wife here and there. That was what he was doing. I'm sorry to say it on this program. So what am I trying to say? I told him that the other people who were supporting him, all of them were silent because they respect me because I come from the US and the girl were in her house is our own mate too. She came from Houston. So I said, it is until people like me and the rest of these people behind you, they tell you the truth that you can't do this job. That is when we will start experiencing good things.
Start experiencing good things.
I said, I cannot go to Body Lawn and go and look for Tinubu. But somebody like you, I can look for you at any time and I will locate you.
And I can find you when I want, of course, because I know you.
Yes, and that's the reason I'm communicating with you. That you should step aside and let somebody who is capable to do that job. By you having people in your locality who could do that job, then they will be the ones to stand up to Tinubu and say, Baba, you can't do this thing.
This is wrong.
We will look for that.
This is not right, too. But they dare not, Baba. He
right.
picked most of them from the gutters, and then he gave them all the leverage and the platform. Some of them are now calling themselves big men today.
And
they dare not. They won't.
That, yes, I said with this psychopathy, you can't do that.
No, they can't.
So the summary of the whole thing, we are looking at the whole brouhaha that is happening this week. Remember, I keep telling you, it is by the will of God or by grace of God that we will have election in Nigeria. There are signs that election is
only then we decide that, and then we actually wish they would do that. They should do the election so that we can see what the post-election will be like. Osita, let me save us the rest of the night, okay? My time is so up.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for stopping by, as usual. Osita, my God, thank you very much, and you have a good night, okay? This is where we're going to draw the curtains. Tonight, we have already overshot our time, but it's worth it. I mean, isn't it? Or doesn't it? Isn't it? It doesn't matter. So yeah, it's worth it. And I want to say thank you to every one of you who stayed back, or even up to this moment. It's past midnight in Nigeria right now. You won't believe it. Yeah, it's past midnight. But people who watch this from Nigeria are already mostly on their bed, and they are just listening to this last part before they finally doze off, right? Well, thank you. If you are still awake and watching this before you go, please don't leave without liking that broadcast. I mean, come on, just thumb up, not thumb up in the comment, thumb up under the video, like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I'm actually thinking I'm going to get to 70,000 in another few hours. And my birthday is just about 72 hours away, or less than 72 hours away. In fact, less than 50 hours away. So thank you. And I'm going to see you some other time. And that other time is going to be tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening and stay safe. From me to you, I'll say good night. Daura.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari ayé bí nàmbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. ayé ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
ayé ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
ayé ẹ̀sùnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.